it's Evelyn, and welcome back to my Flosstube channel for Flosstube episode 12, I think it is. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and all things crafty, including there's a lot of sewing and quilting in this particular video, but sometimes I also show knitting. I haven't really been in the mood to knit because it's just too dang hot, but you know. If you're new here, I hope you like what you see, and if you're coming back, thank you so much for spending a little bit more stitchy time with me. It's currently Wednesday, the 28th of July, and it's about 3:30. It looks like it's gonna storm really bad, but right now there's a bit of blue sky. I think it's a bit of the calm before the storm, but I have the window open because of the temperature, so hopefully it's not too bad. How is everybody doing? How is your July going? It's been a bit of an interesting month here. She says nonchalantly, just a bit of an interesting month because of, oh, I don't know. What is this? I got engaged! Oh, focus on the ring. So, if you follow me over on Instagram, you already know about this, but now I can finally share this on my channel. Ignore the fact that my nail polish has been picked off of this pinky finger, but is on the rest of them. So, Nico asked me to marry him last Friday night, and it was the most beautiful moment. He set up on our little bistro table we have in the backyard. He put a white tablecloth over it, and he laid this little like candle walkway up to the table, and then he made me spaghetti and meatballs from scratch, the 2.5-hour version. So he went all out, and it was actually the first meal that he ever cooked for me when we started dating 2.5 years ago, was spaghetti and meatballs. And we just had a glass of wine and talked about our lives and how we've grown as a couple and what the last 18 months really has meant to us living together, working through this pandemic, and that we've just kind of, you know, we've gone from strength to strength. And then he asked me to marry him, and I said yes, and it was the happiest moment of my life. He had such a good speech. Honestly, I thought he had planned it. He did not plan it. It was just off the cuff, but I could have sworn he practiced that. It was very good. But yeah, so I'm engaged now. I have a fiance. This is very exciting news. So I have joined the number of Flosstubers who have recently got engaged. And in the coming, you know, months, year, or whatever, there probably will be wedding content on this channel because, let's be real, this is the happiest time of my life, so I'm gonna want to talk about it. As of right now, we have done very minimal planning. Again, he only proposed on Friday, so like, you know, but we have started looking at some venues. We are thinking we want to get married in Cambridge. I personally want an autumn wedding because I love the idea of like the leaves and everything in all of the photographs. So we're looking at either next fall or the next fall. So either 2022 or 2023, depending upon venue availability / budget / you know, whatever it comes down to. But we have, you know, made some accounts like on wedding venue search websites and things, and we've contacted a couple of places. We actually just today scheduled a viewing for like 3 weeks from now, which I'm really excited about. You know, knock on wood and everything, but oh, that one looks pretty. But yeah, we do want to get married in Cambridge, so probably end up having to have a bit of a smaller wedding just because all of Nico's family in Australia and all of my family in America, you know, not all of them will be able to make that kind of trip. But this is where we live. This is where, you know, our story has been. And so it's really important to us that we get married here. And yeah, I've started going through dress magazines. FYI, Readly also has wedding magazines, so it's not just stitching. And so I've been, you know, working on my Pinterest board, which my mom is now a collaborator on. She just sends me pins. Anyway, I'm just very happy. And actually, the material minute for today is my ring, because my ring is an antique. So this is an Edwardian wedding ring from circa 1910. We bought it from a jewelry store in London. Well, we bought it online because of COVID, but it is from a jewelry store in London. Oh, there we go. So like I said, we got it from wow, this is very up close and personal to my finger, isn't it? So this is from an antique jewelry store in London called Farringdon's. I would highly recommend, if you are in the market for a kind of more unique estate kind of vintage piece for your engagement ring. So I actually did pick this out a couple of months ago, and I was just kind of, you know, waiting for the big moment, I guess, for the proposal to actually happen. But I wasn't fully surprised. I did know this was coming. I knew we were going to be together in a more formal capacity, I guess. Yeah, so this is a daisy cluster ring. And so as you can see, each of these are individual little diamonds centered around the center ring, and these were daisy clusters. I think were particularly popular in the kind of 1910s, 1920s Art Deco period, and were a symbol of like the purity of love, I think, and the innocence of being in love and stuff. I will see if I can find one of the articles I read about it and link it below. But yeah, I'm just very happy. So that's my big news, and also material minute because it is old. So the last two videos now I've had kind of unique material minutes. But in terms of any other news, the only other big life news that's happened is that my fellowship in Philadelphia, I'm going to be doing at least the first half of it remotely, just because of the nature of COVID and international travel and safety and loads of other reasons. So I will be doing it from here in Cambridge, which is, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's all of the news on that front. So, of course, it was kind of big news, but I say it as if it was just like, oh yeah, I like got a haircut and that was it. No, like it is very big news. But in terms of today's video, I just wanted to say that I hope you all enjoyed the little tutorial that I put up. Well, it's tonight for me, but I'm gonna post this video in a couple of days, so you will have already hopefully seen that other video where I'm showing a little tutorial for how I make my notions pouches that I put inside of my project bags. Just a little rundown of how to do it, kind of some tips and tricks that I have learned from watching other floss tubers, especially like Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for one, from her different bag tutorials, and sort of the way that I make these little pouches, which is kind of, I've put my own spin on some things I've read about online and kind of set it up to be the size and shape and style that I want. And so I just decided to film one. So I will link that below. Hopefully everyone's like that and that people are enjoying me adding a little bit of extra content on this channel. I also did an unboxing video maybe 2 weeks ago now of the historical sampler company Hello Summer gift box, which is for their sale that they're currently running. They kindly sent that to me to review, and I absolutely loved it. And I have actually started the chart now, so you'll see that in a minute. But yeah, I hope you all are enjoying this kind of different content. I am thinking about, in the next few weeks or so, adding in a little bit of, you know, house tour kind of stuff. Potentially there could be specific wedding related videos as we get more into planning. You know, I'm just trying to keep my crafty, stitchy content all over the place. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Whatever. I hope you've enjoyed it. So, in this particular video, I thought we would do, as you can gather from the piles of bags behind me, a bit of a mid-year WIP Parade. I absolutely love watching these videos. Mary Ashcraft did one recently. I think Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch also did one recently. They're some of my favorite videos to watch. I love seeing what everyone's working on. It's basically like a big shopping list for me. And so I thought I would do one today because I have touched quite a few projects since the last time we spoke, but they were kind of just like random pulls. And I thought, well, I'm going to be showing so many WIPs anyway. I might as well just show all of my WIPs. And then at the end, I have done a bit of sewing and quilting since last time, so I'll have a little section for that. And then we have a teeny bit of haul, and that'll kind of be today's video. Before we start on the WIPs, I did have one start and finish since the last time I saw you, so I'm going to show you that first. So I've been stitching a lot on like my sals and stuff recently, and I feel like I was kind of, even though sals do give you little mini finishes or whatever, I was just craving a finish. And I had really enjoyed stitching my frosted pumpkin little fall small that I showed in my last video, and I've decided, like I said the last time, to stitch a lot more of those and have them as like seasonal displays. And so I went ahead and I bought the Waves Galore chart from them, and I started it over the weekend, maybe 2 weekends ago, 1 weekend ago, something like that, and I literally finished it that weekend. I was just in the mood for something quick and cute and fun, and so that was this chart. So this is Waves Galore by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I have stitched this on 28 count Picture This Plus mint casual. I showed this in my haul, I think on my last video from the Home Makery. And I have used all of the called for threads here. It's just DMC and then one Weeks Dye Works, which is this color and the outside border and these waves here. It's turquoise, I believe. And I just love the colors of this. I think it's so fun. I am planning to do this as a cube finish as well. And I really enjoyed doing it on this mint blue. I think that's kind of a good example of the color. I think it just really made those kind of beachy, oceany colors pop. It's kind of washing out a little bit. But yeah, I just think this chart is absolutely adorable. And it was fun doing all of the different fonts. There are quite a few different fonts in the little saying, Sun, Shore, and Waves Galore. And I just really enjoyed doing this. Now that I have had 2 of these finished, I think I'm gonna do like another 2, and then I'm just gonna do a mass cube finishing event where I just do several of them and then they're ready for the future ones. I have already planned 2 more that I want to do, actually several for fall. I have a couple that I want to do for fall, and then in addition to the one I've already done, which was Oh My Gourd. And then I also have a winter one I'm planning to do, which I will show later in haul because I've bought it. But yeah, so this was just a cute little finish, and that's upside down. It's a cute little finish, and I just really enjoyed stitching this. It was just, I needed something like that, you know, just something cute and small that made me smile. And currently I'm actually just keeping this in a bag with my Oh My Gourd finish for when I eventually get around to FFOing these all together. I don't know if I'll do all of them, like literally every single one I ever want to do before I finish them. I think I'll want them up sooner than that, but I figured I'll do a couple just so that then I can kind of mess around with the way that I want to do them, you know? Okay, so now that we've gone through that, ooh, the storm is brewing. It's all gray outside now. Okay, anyway, so let's start in on the WIPs, shall we? So I'm going to go in order of when I have started these. Cheers. Once again, greatest mug I've ever bought. This is from Emma Bridgewater. So yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning. Now, when I started my channel, basically just after the new year, I had, I think, 6 WIPs, and I now have, I think, 14. Yeah, 14. I have 14 WIPs. So I have gained a bit since then, but I've also finished things since then. So I'll do like a full count on that, I think, at the end of the year. But for right now, I'm just going to show you in order. Nothing is older than 2020. I've started everything since 2020. And I will tell you about these bags. Most of them I have made myself. So I've made this bag. This is Craft Cotton Company fabric. And this first WIP is Long Dog Samplers Quilted Bees. I started this on the 7th of October, 2020. This is what the chart looks like. I use this on Pattern Keeper, but I've just printed it out for you here, just because it's easier to see. I have stitched on this since the last time that you saw it. I put a thread in for a couple of days in a row just to add a couple more stitches on it. I think I got a couple hundred in maybe. I will pull up Pattern Keeper to confirm exactly. Right, so I have reached 7.45% complete on this one. There is eventually going to be a total of 28,665 stitches, and I've done 2,135. So I think I did a couple hundred since the last time that you saw it, and this is what we look like now. Make sure it's all in focus. So I am stitching this on 32 count white Belfast linen from Zweigart, and I am using the DMC conversion provided with the chart because I started this before I started using Fancy Floss. And as you can see, I have done a top left corner start, and I finished this block, I'm about halfway through this block, and I've started outlining these other ones and putting some stitches in. I've switched to stitching this one in hand because I think it feels a bit less ginormous when it's in hand, because this is going to be very big. I think it's going to be like 18 by 18. My eventual plan is to make it a pillow after I saw Latisha, Crafty Curator, say that she was going to make hers a pillow, and that kind of got me thinking about doing the same. I'm debating doing this as like a 25/7 kind of thing, just to put, you know, a thread in it every day or something. I tried that for a couple of days, and then I didn't stitch for a couple of days, and then it kind of like got messed up or whatever, my plan with that, but it's still, you know, it's still on the cards. And then this needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It is their made to create needle minder. I never did end up doing the Sal, but I just really loved this needle minder, so I picked it up. Oh my god, look how when I show stuff, my ring is in it now. Okay. Sorry. It's stuff new still. It's still new. I'm gonna try to be as snippy as possible here because there's a lot to show. So the next WIP is actually the one that I currently am working on today. This is like on my current rotation. Although I kind of fell off doing the rotation thing. I've kind of just been stitching what I want when I want, but you know, whatever. So this is in my owls bag that I showed a few videos ago that I made. This is using the, oh yeah, I talked about these in my Notions Pals video, but I recently got some tags that I put my label on from Ever Emblem. I will show them more in haul, but yeah, so all of my bags have these on them now that I've made. And all of my bags also use the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch Vinyl Front Project Bag tutorial, but we already know this because I talk about it like every single video because this is the greatest tutorial ever made. Don't quote me on that, but you know it is. And this is Moda Folktale, and this is Lewis and Irene, I don't know, Forest something? The white owls glow in the dark and these little stars. It's very cute. And in this bag, as you might have guessed, is my 100 Owls by Owl Forest Embroidery. This was a Sal that was released last year as a free stitch along. It is still free, but the stitch along is over, but you can still get it for free on their website. I absolutely love this chart because I love owls, as we know about me, because it's basically like a cornerstone of my personality for some reason. And I started this on October the 10th, so 3 days after I started Quilted Bees. And, oh, this is gonna be hard to hold because this one's big. Here's where we are. So the last time that you saw it, I had gotten, I should have got Nico to bring up my clips. Oh, Nico! Thank you, baby. Do you want to wave to the people? Eventually we'll get him on here. Okay, clover clips. Now this will stay better. So the last time that you saw it, I had done all of this up, and I have now started on, and this is what I'm currently stitching, as you can see from the thread. I have started on the absolutely ginormous owl that is beneath this little tree of owls right there. This is a big boy. How many days have I been working on this? I don't know. I haven't been stitching that much every night because we've been looking at wedding venues and things and being excited, but I probably like maybe 3 days or something I've been working on this. I'm gonna keep going until I finish this owl, and then I'm gonna put it away because this is a lot of stitching for this particular part. I can understand why they released this part as literally just this single owl, because otherwise it would have been way too much stitching. But so I'm working on this wing over here, and then I essentially need to copy it over here, and then there's a little bit of a tail right here. And my needle minder on this project is the Hello Pumpkin needle minder from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, which I will eventually transfer onto Hello Pumpkin whenever I start it. But for right now, it made sense to go on my owls piece. I still absolutely love this. I don't have very much left to go after this particular owl. There's just a couple of more parts, maybe like 4 or so parts after this. So I'm hoping maybe for a finish before its birthday, or at least around its birthday. If this took about a year, I think that would make sense. Because, again, I didn't really keep up with this owl, so. Oh, and this is on the called for fabric. It's 32 count limestone Belfast. All right, my next start was Tulip House on the 1st of January. This was my New Year New Start. I've shown this many times on my channel, but this is Tulip House by Hands On Design. I am keeping this in a bag that I made myself with Moda Folktale fabric, as you know. This is Lelo Boutique is the designer, but it's published by Moda. I don't even know what word to use for that. Marketed by Moda. Maybe. I don't know. Produced, whatever word you want to use. But as we all know, this is my absolute favorite fabric line. It's just oh God, it's so pretty. As you will see in a little bit, I have made even more things out of this fabric. I'm gonna need like a constant supply of it because apparently I'm just doing my whole everything with it. All right, and this is where we are with Tulip House. So this is on a 30 count from Weeks Dye Works in the color Gunmetal. I am using all of the called for threads, which is a mix of Weeks and Gentle Arts. I don't think I've picked this up since the last time I've shown you, but essentially all of this side of the chart is finished and the house, and so I'm just doing this side, and then I'm gonna come down and do the little garden part at the bottom. And this needle minder I got off Etsy like a zillion years ago. I think it was my first needle minder I ever bought, but it's just a little cup of tea. I'm hoping to pull this out again in the next couple of weeks and try to get more of the flowers down on this side. Still one of my absolute favorite charts. Ooh, the next one that I started is a Sal. So this is, I was a little late to the game on this one actually, but this is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas Wreath Sal, which I started on the 6th of January. I think the Sal actually started in November, but I started it on the 6th of January after like the second part came out, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. And so this is where I'm at. They have just released this next part right here, which I'm planning to start as soon as I finish the owl, because I really want to pull this one out again. We have quite a few different baubles in the new section, plus the little gingerbread man, which I'm so excited about. So cute. Absolutely, this is my absolute favorite WIP, I think. This WIP makes me so happy every time I stitch on it. The colors, also Christmas is like... Christmas is my favorite thing in the world. I just love this. I'm stitching this on 28 count natural casual, and the needle minder I have on this one is the Hello Dear needle minder from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. As you can see, I really like Caterpillar Cross Stitch needle minders. Oh my god, I can't wait to pull this out. Those owl's wings need to go faster. I need to be stitching on this again. I absolutely... Oh, I love this one. But I don't want to put the owl away before I finished it. He and I have, like, you know, a beef now. I need to get his wings done. Actually, Rocio Cocohamus, what was the name that you used for the really big guy there? What was his name? Because if you guys don't know, Rocio, when she stitched 100 Owls, she like famously named, well, I don't know about famously, but it felt like famously to me. She named each of the owls as she stitched them, all these funny names. And Rocio, what's the name of the big guy? I didn't even talk about this bag. This is my first project bag that I ever made, following Elizabeth Ankin Stitch's like full cloth bag tutorial. And the fabrics that I use for this one is Ruby Star Society, I can't remember the name of the collection, and the Cider collection from Moda. Next up, wow, I'm going faster than I would normally go here. This might be the fastest I've ever done. So this next one is in a new bag, which I have made. And this is my Harry Potter piece. So this is Visit Hogsmeade by Country Magic Stitch, which I started on the 31st of January. It is in its Q-snap, but you can see everything that I've done from the Q-snap. So I'm not gonna take it out because it's very difficult to take a full coverage out of the Q-snap, as I'm sure you all know. And I'm just doing this on 16 count white Aida. And I've started in the top left. Oh, I'll show you what the chart looks like because I'm not going to pull the PDF out. So I started in the top left, and so I've gotten some of these mountains in, the sky, this smokestack with the smoke, and I'm starting on the first of the little Hogsmeade houses. And I think I'm near to, actually, I will pull up Pattern Keeper because let's see how far I've gotten on this one. This is my only full coverage piece at the minute because Quilted Bees does have a lot of white space even though it is a long dog. I am at 9.45% here on Visit Hogsmeade. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is 2,128 out of like 22,000 stitches. I want to pull this out again soon and come down a bit this way, but that's how far I've gotten on that one. And my needle minder is a little head width needle minder that Mama Loves You GB sent to me in my very first Happy Mail. And I am keeping this in a project bag that I just made from the fabrics that I showed in my last video, which is my Harry Potter project bag. So as you can see, I'll take this out so you can see it better. I've used the Marauders Map fabric as the inside and my Gryffindor fabric as the outside. I liked how this ended up centering right here in the middle. I kind of fussy cut it so that it would work that way. And I did, unfortunately, the fabric itself, these are actually like offset, so it was really hard to make them match up, but I did keep the lines parallel, so that mattered to me more than these all being straight lined up in a row because they just weren't lined up in the cut of fabric that I got. But at least I managed to keep the line straight up and down. And then little extras that I added, you might have peeked already. So this little cabochon I made ages ago when I did one of the Mama Loves You GB little floss ring tutorials for how to make these. And so I had this one left over, so I converted it into a little zipper pull because perfect. And then on the back, obviously I have my little tag, but I also remembered that I had in some drawer somewhere this little Gryffindor patch, which directly matches the crests here on the pattern. So there is one of these underneath this, and I just hand stitched it right on top, so a little hand applique for just a little something extra to the bag. And I'm really happy with that. That was like a night's work watching TV, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So that's this bag, and I've made that since the last time that we talked, so I thought I would show it fully. And I just used a little maroon little zip on that one. But this Q-snap is an 8x11, so it fits really nicely in these 11x14 bags. All right, next up is my anniversary start. So this is Lindy Stitches. The bag is from Not Enough WIP Bags. It was kindly sent to me in Happy Mail very early on in the start of my channel. And I still love it. I love these flowers. And this one is one of the like stand-up flat bottom kind of bags. And this is, if you remember what my anniversary start is, I forget the rest. Wow, the glare is not happy with that today. Okay, there you go. So the little kissing owls. This one's me. This one's Nico. And now I really want to pull this out because now we're engaged and now it's like, I just really want to stitch on this one. I'm probably going to pull this out soon. I was supposed to start this on our anniversary, which is the 3rd of February, but the fabric that I ordered hadn't come in time, so I ended up starting it on Valentine's Day, 2021. And so this is on 32 count Picture This Plush Tarnish. Plush, I think I said plus tarnish Belfast linen. And I have so far finished me, and the branch above, and then we were together. And this needle minder is a little pineapple. I think, where did I get this from? Plan to Stitch, I think. I'll link them below. They have a lot of needle minders. And so when I pull this out again, I think I'm gonna do Nico, the second owl, and then I'll go down and I'll do the little stars around his head, and then I'll go down and I'll do the bottom. But yeah, I think I want to pull this out soon because, like, in honor of our engagement, I want to work on it. I need to look at, I know there's obviously like wedding samplers, but are there like little engagement pieces, you know, that like Country Cottage has done or something? I need to do some searching. Because it'd be nice to do a little engagement specific piece. All the more reason to go on a, you know, cross stitch, you know, reconnaissance mission. All right, next up is a SAL that I am actually hosting with Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching. And this is our Celebrate Chantilly SAL, which we both started the same chart for, but you can stitch any chart by Madame Chantilly, whether it be the Celebrate trays or not. And we are doing Celebrate Winter, which I will put a picture of that here. And so far, I have done like 2/3 of the tray. So Megan had stitched these before, and she recommended starting with the tray and then filling in around the tray. And so that's what I've done. I haven't pulled this out in a while because I just haven't been in a winter headspace, you know. But this will be coming out in the winter months. And this needle minder is a little Ariel needle minder because Ariel is my favorite princess. And I bought Sean a matching one for Cinderella because Cinderella is Sean's princess. And this is on 36 count natural. These trays are big. You can see. It's gonna end up being a big boy, but I'm really excited. I'm really happy I chose to start with this one. I really like, and I'll be excited to put some more into it. And this is in another bag that I made, basically all of my bags I've made, using, this is Ruby Star Society, and this is Craft Cotton Company. All right, next one is a March Madness start. So this is the only March Madness start I have left. And this is Mayflower's Tree from Hello from Liz Matthews. I started this on the 6th of March. So this is an early start. Maybe this was like my first weekend start. I can't remember. And I did work on this relatively recently, which you guys saw. Wow, the lighting is not wanting to work with me on this particular chart, is it? So I have done essentially the top 3 tiers of the tree. Again, this one never looks good on camera. It looks really nice in real life. It looks more like this, although the white pops a lot better in person. This is 3865 from DMC. And I'm doing this on a 32 count Splash Murano Lugana in the color Powder Pink. So it is a light pink. And the needle minder here was also sent to me from Not Enough WIP bags in that same Happy Mail. And yeah, I have just 2 more rows to go on this one. And then it'll be my first little tree finish from Liz. I worked on this loads a few weeks ago when I was sick. I know I talked about that in my last video, or at least I think I did. Did I imagine that? No, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. And I have this in another bag that I made. So this is, I think it's Sunshine Bloom or something by Moda. And then this is the Cider Collection. We're making our way through the pile, y'all. All right, next up is another SAL that I am hosting with, this time, Morgan, Honeybee Stitcher. She's been stitching on this so much recently. I'm so jealous. I really want to pull it out again soon because it's like getting to fall time. But it's just been so very hot and so very summer here in the UK that I just haven't had the gall to do it yet. But this is Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Matthews, which will look like this. And Morgan and I are calling this the hashtag Hello Quaker Cell. And it's supposed to work for all of the Quaker charts that Liz Matthews is going to put out, that she's already put out, which would be this one and Quaker Snowflakes, and also anyone that she's going to do in the future. So it is, you know, a universal sort of one. And this is my start. Here in the top left corner, I've got part of the border, a couple of the little Quaker star motifs, and then this pumpkin, first pumpkin stem. And I am doing this, I feel like this color, this is a bit better representation of the color. And this is on 40 Count Little Bunny by XTrue Designs. And this is a full fat quarter, so I have like loads of fabric. And this is another Caterpillar cross stitch needle binder. And this is Mrs. Prickles, I believe is the name. And this is cute little hedgehog with a little Liberty of London headscarf. And it's honestly the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I think I bought this since the last time that y'all saw me. It's just so cute. I told you, I love their needle binders. Love them. But yeah, I want to pull this out again as the weather starts to turn. All right, we're getting down there. We started that one on the 1st of May. So next up, we are getting into my Stitch Sania starts. So this one I started on the 8th of May, and this is Winter Carriage Ride by the Frosted Pumpkin. And I am stitching this on a 32 count earthen from Picture This Plus. And I have a very teeny start. I just started in the top left corner, and I've done a bit of that mitten and the little cocoa cup, and started on some of these icicles here. And, oh, this is what the chart will look like if I haven't already put it on the screen. And this needle minder is a little gaming controller. I think I also got that from Plan to Stitch. Ignore the thread. I obviously put this in the way, put this away when I was right in the middle of it. I really love earthen. Really great color. And again, this one is going to come out when Celebrate Winter comes back out, once it's a bit colder. And this is in another bag that I made myself. I got really addicted to bags, didn't I? This is Craft Cotton Company. Both fabrics are. All right, next up is my second Sania start. I have 3 that are still WIPs. And this one is from Little Room in the Attic, and it is Girl Scissors Sewing Machine. I will put a picture over here. And here's where we are at. I am stitching this on 32 count Rubescent from Chromatic Alchemy, which I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, but I did get on their Fabric of the Month Club starting in August, and which I'm really excited about. So really looking forward to receiving that every month. Love the way they dye their fabrics. And so far I've gotten most of the body of the girl, and which is me. I'm making it look like me. And then I've started outlining the sewing machine, and I did some of the flowers in the top corner of the sewing machine. So next up is the face and the hair and everything. You can see the very pretty cry neck. That's 002 HL, the high luster. And then this needle minder was kindly gifted to me by Tammy of Creative Country Girl. I have so many little Happy Mail things in all of these WIPs. This is really nice. I love looking at all my projects again. It makes me so excited to be part of this community and to get to share my stitching with you. Absolutely love this chart. It's every time I pull it out, I just have a really good time stitching on it. And this is in another bag I made myself, and both of these fabrics are Moda Cider. All right, this is my final Sania start, and this is a pattern from Stitch to the Past, and it is the Stardew Valley horse. I will put it here. I'm stitching this as a gift for Nico, which he knows about it. He wanted me to do it. but it is basically your horse character in the game. It's one of our favorite video games to play together, and the horse in the game, you can put a sombrero on it and he thinks it's really funny, and this chart is literally the horse with the sombrero. So I have worked on this, I think, since I showed you last time, and I managed to get, whoa, can the lighting fix itself? Hello, please. Okay, let's adjust it. There we go. That's a bit better. So I managed to finish the sombrero and the little heart speech bubble above the horse's head. This really shouldn't be that big of a stitch, or like long of a stitch, but I just kind of pick it up. I put a little bit in and then I put it away. And I'm doing this on 32 count limestone. It's actually green. It's the same as the owl's fabric. It's just for some reason with this particular chart, it looks more tan on camera than green, but it is green. A very pale, neutrally green. And then the needle minder is a little polyjuice potion, and it has little the glasses and mustache disguise, which I just think is really funny. Hopefully this one will be a finish the next time I pick it up or something like that. Again, it's really not that much stitching. It looks so much greener in person. I wonder if I hold it back. Nah, not really. Okay, whatever. Take my word for it. And I have this in a bag that I was gifted by Michelle from Mama Loves You GB in that first Happy Mail. And it has this little cowboy print on the back, and I thought that is just absolutely perfect for my sombrero horse. My horse in the game is named Clive. I can't remember what Nico's horse is named. I need to ask him. In case anyone was interested, my horse is named Clive. And I started that on the 24th of May. Okay, my next start is yet another sal. I have a lot of sals going at the minute. I need to work on my sals. But to be fair, I am working on them consistently. I just have a couple going. So this is the next tree in the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Festive Trees series. And this is the summer tree, which is called Hello Sunshine. And this stitch along is currently going on. And they have just today released the third part, but I've just done the first two. And so this is where we're at. So the first part was basically here down, and then this up here was the second part. I really, really love this toucan. And the third part, which she just released, I'll put a picture of it here. We get like a dragonfly and some more flowers and leaves and stuff. And I have the matching needle minder for this one. It's the little toucan. But yeah, that's where we've gotten on this one. So we've gotten the next kind of section up here, and then I think we're gonna come and round out the other side of the tree. And I have this one in kind of a tropical botanical-y bag I made, which is Craft Cotton Company fabric mixed with some Motive Folktale in the pink polka dot. And last, but certainly not least, is my most recent start, which I have not shown you yet. And this is in my lovely bag that I was gifted from Tammy, which I showed you guys in my last video. And this is the Hello Summer Sal from Historical Sampler Company, which I did the unboxing for. I will link that video so that you can see all of the goodies that came with the box. But I have officially started the chart now, and these are the threads that we are working with. So a lot of really summery colors. They're very long because I got the kit version, so the threads are very long. But I love these colors. And we've only had the first part out so far. And in this first part, I've made some good headway on it. So I'll show you what the release is supposed to look like. And here is where I am. So I have started with the part that was released. Why am I? I've started with the part that there is. And I have gotten the letter. So obviously this is going to say hello. And I finished this little starfish, and this umbrella that's outside this little beach hut, which I've started on the door of it. And then this is, I think, is going to be a heart, so it's half of a heart, and then I've got half of the sun. The call for fabric for this is 16 count white Aida. I ended up and that's what comes with the kit, but I thought that I actually wanted to use this piece of 28 count relic from Picture This Plus that I had gotten from the Homemakery, because I think it looks like sand, and I like the idea that this is like written in the sand and stuff. It is a bit yellower, like it's a bit more mustardy perhaps than sand, but I think the colors really pop on it, which you can see if I like hold them up. So I'm really happy with the fabric choice that I've made, and I do plan to eventually display this alongside my Hello Sunshine tree, so I think they'll look really good together. And this one, the hoop that they sent with it is for you to stitch it, but also for you to finish the chart. So it's like a 12 by 12 hoop, is essentially 12 by 12. No, it's like a 12-inch hoop that this will eventually be finished in. And I'm using their needle minder, which is this very cute little snow cone, ice cream cone. What am I talking about? Which I really like this needle minder. It's the same kind of quality as the Caterpillar cross stitch ones. These are my favorite kind, these kind of metal enamel needle minders. That's my favorite. So yeah, thank you so much to Historical Sampler Company for sharing your stitch along with me, and I'm really happy to be able to show it here on my channel. You can still join in this sal. I will link their website and all the details down below, and again, you can look at my unboxing video if you're interested in what their kind of what different options that they have for the kits for their sal, in addition to just the PDF options, because they kind of have versions of their kits that are also like a subscription retreat kind of box, which is what I received and unboxed on my other video. And those are all of my WIPs as of the 28th of July, 2021. I have quite a few starts planned for August, actually 4. So that number will be going up. So this is, you know, a bit of a snapshot in time, really, before I add a couple of more WIPs to that pile, some of which I will talk about. Oh, maybe it's actually 5 starts, because I do want to start that as well. Whatever, we'll talk about that in plans. So before we get to haul and plans and everything, I did want to show a bit of sewing that I've done. And before I do like the quilting sewing-y kind of stuff, I did just want to show this one last bag that I made. I have the next frosted pumpkin cube that I'm going to do in here, which is pumpkin spice. I'll put a picture of it. Which I'm going to do on oaken. That's why I have it in here. And so this, I made like a little fall bag for it. So this fabric is from Dashwood Studio, and I just think it's really cute. These owls and the bear and the squirrel and the fox. It looked very fall woodlandsy to me. And then the inside is from, oh, can you see it that well? Yeah, it's from Moda Thankful. It's just these autumn leaves, which I thought looked really nice together. And I did my little matching bag with it. Okay, so let's talk about my sewing and quilting then. Whoa, the chair just spun completely all the way around. Oh god, okay. So I'll talk about this first. So I have been sewing on the dining room table, but sometimes when I'm quilting, the machine will like shift a bit, and so I decided I wanted to make some kind of like basically like a sewing mat that doesn't move. I've completely forgotten what I wanted to use for that, what word to use for that. And so I found a little tutorial online, like a blog tutorial, I will link it below, for how to make a little anti-slip, that's the word, God, anti-slip sewing mat. And so I made one. And this is out of, you guessed it, Moda Folktale, Lella Boutique, because of who I am as a person. And I have put my little tag down here in the corner. This ended up being, I think, 13 by 26 because I did it to the size of my sewing machine when it has the extension table connected, because I almost always use the extension table. And then here on the back is the anti-slip stuff. I got this off Amazon. I will link it down below. And basically what I did is I quilted the front fabric with this back kind of red fabric. I don't know how well you can see that together. And then I quilted to that the anti-slip stuff, which you can kind of see the like starburst quilting lines are from the anti-slip stuff, and then the straight lines were from the regular quilting. And then I just did some 2.5 inch binding all the way around. And I've been using this when I was sewing those project bags, and it works so well. I'm so glad I made this. It was kind of like a little weekend project, and it turned out really well. So this is the first thing. And the reason why this came about was because of this other thing that I made, which was my bigger project. So I know I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to make a table runner out of that charm pack that I had of Folktale, the 5-inch charm pack that I got. And I made one. So I will link the tutorial that I used for this down below. And this is the table runner. It's gonna be okay. We'll go section by section. So here's from the one side, and then we have this, and then here we go. And the last block. And I'll post a picture of this like all laid out on the screen somewhere. So I used the charm pack, like I said, and then another charm pack of Kona Snow. And I used this for the backing. And then the pink version for the binding. This was my first time using 2 different colors of thread, so I used a white cream on the top and a yellow for the bottom, and I really like how that turned out. And then I used a light pink along the binding edge. You can see that. And I used quite a few online tutorials for this, which for like how to do quilt binding, because this is the first time I'd ever done binding like this. So that was new. I ended up doing the method where, because I machine sewed the binding, so I ended up doing the method where you machine sew to the back first while it's already folded over, and then you roll it to the front, and then you sew it again using a different color thread and hope that it doesn't catch the binding on the back, which in this case luckily it didn't. And then I put one of my little tags on again, and I will show those now. So like I said, I got these from Ever Emblem off of Etsy. I will link their shop. And essentially it was a set of 100 pre-printed tags. You could also pay for them to be cut as well. And I just sent them my logo, and they sent me a proof, and then they sent them like this. And I got the iron-on version rather than the sew-on version. These are 1 by 1, so like an inch square. And it is the heavy iron-on version, so you hold the iron for 15 seconds. I demoed it in my little notions pouch tutorial, how to use them, but I would fully recommend this. And actually, after I ordered them as well, she sent me an Etsy message saying that they have like a special link if I ever want to order more in the future, so that I don't have to go through the whole process again, because they already have me on file, which I thought was really nice. And I really like the quality of them. So yeah, so I put one here on the underside. And this is going to go on the dining room table. This, I guess it probably took me about a week to make this, and it was just a really fun experience. I'm really proud of the way that it turned out. I think I did a pretty good job with my corners and everything. I'm pleased with that. And for the actual quilting pattern, I just did some straight line machine quilting. I asked Nico whether or not he thought it would be best if I had done like a line for each of the triangles, but he just liked it with me outlining the squares, the bigger squares. And I think I think he's right. I really like how that looks. So yeah, I'm super proud of this. This is my first like fully quilted thing that wasn't that tiny pillow, and I think it turned out really well. Look at me. But yeah, I really love it, and I'm really excited to get it all set up on the dining room table and everything, and with all my decor. I will post pictures on Instagram once I have it all set up how I want. But yeah, this is my first quilted thing. Let me tell you, it was big compared to that pillow. It's so long. I think it's like 16 by 64 or something. So it ended up being really long. And I used Hobbs batting for this. The poly down to quilt that. Whereas for the sewing mat, I just used some fusible fleece. So those were my two big sewing projects. And then we can do haul because it involves some kitting and also a little bit of sewing. I made 2 more bags. So I'll show you them kind of at the same time because they're related to haul. So the first thing in haul is that, like I said, I'm going to be starting 3 birthday starts in August. My birthday is the 16th of August. I will be 26. And so one of the first charts that I'm going to be starting, which I've shown you before, is Lighting the Way from Silver Creek Samplers. I had ordered fabric for this from Number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy, which is in Australia, like ages ago. And, well, not ages and ages. I mean, it came in a reasonable time from Australia. But I ordered fabric for this chart, and so I ended up getting Steely Nights, and that just came in the other day. And so this is what I'm going to be doing the chart on. This kind of smoky, stormy sky color. This is a 36 count, and I got a fat 1/8. The quality is really nice, and so I'm going to be doing this chart on this. So I think it'll make the white really pop. I might have to change the blue color. I haven't done, like, of the words. I haven't done a full floss toss yet, but we will see. I'm really happy, though, how the pink is going to look and the white of the lighthouse. That was way more important to me than the words staying this blue color. So, yeah, that's my first thing. I'm excited about that. I have already got the fabric. I've already shown you the fabric that I'm going to be doing butterfly cloche on, which is just antique white, which is my second start. And then my third start is going to be Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. But unfortunately, the cut of 36 count earthen that I ordered from 123 Stitch still hasn't shipped yet. So I might not get to start that right away close to my birthday. So we'll have to see when it comes, when I can actually start it. But anyway, so that was the first thing. And then I got some more rulers for my quilting. So I got one that's a 6.5 by 6.5 and one that is a 6.5 by 12. Because the one that I already have is a 6.5 by like 24. And so I wanted some different ones. I thought this would be really nice for finishing smalls, a good square, and same with a kind of a smaller rectangular ruler. So just building up my quilting ruler stash. There was a big sale on those rulers at Hobbycraft like 3 weeks ago, and so I bought them. And then, and this is very exciting, I managed to get on the Color and Cotton Thread Club. So my first order came in. So this is the July 2021 Thread Club. I have gotten the 5 skein version with all colors. So I get both the prim, like, neutral colors and the really colorful colors. And here they are. So I will pull them out. The quality feels amazing. Oh my God. Oh, it feels so soft. and they have 8 yards in each skein, so the same as DMC, which is really nice because some over-dyed brands, you know, charge a similar price point for less yardage. So the first color we have is Thistle. And this is probably the most variegated of the colors. It's a bit brighter lavender in person, but it's a very sugar plummy kind of color. That's really beautiful. And the next one is Blue Daisy, which is a very pretty seafoam turquoisey kind of color. The next one is Pear, which is a very pretty lime green. It's a bit limer in person than it's pulling. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit more like that. It's a bit limer. And then we have Peanut, which is kind of a caramely, tanny brown. And then the last one is Hayride. And this is sort of like an off-white tan hay kind of color. So those will be really good to swap in for things, and I'm really excited to be building my Color and Cotton collection. God, they feel amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get these. I'm on the every 2 months shipping version, just because I was like paying for international shipping for them, which was actually reasonable enough for me to do it, but it's just, you know, trying to work with my budget in reason. But I'm so excited about this. Would highly recommend, if there are openings in the future, that you try to get on it. I love these. I cannot wait to stitch with them. So if you remember, one of my other planned starts for August, in addition to my birthday starts, is that I'm going to be starting Butter Believe It by Silver Creek Samplers with Sean, Craftivating Creations, as sort of an homage to our friendship and our very long FaceTime chats. And we decided, since we're going to start this project together, that we wanted to make matching project bags. Sean talks about this in her most recent video. I'll link it below. But since I got her this chart for her birthday, she bought the fabric for our bags. So I have already made mine, which I will show you. And I have my little notions pouch in here already. So we used a vintage sewing print, which is really cute. And then this cute pink polka dot. This fabric is Nutex So Vintage Haberdashery, I think. And then this is just a light pink polka dot. I don't know the maker of that. We just got it off Etsy. And this notions pouch, I made a second one, which is the tutorial that I'm talking about. So this is the other one that I made, and this one is a gift for Sean. I've put my little tag on it for her, and this is just, you know, a little thank you for being my friend and for doing the stitch along with me that I will be sending to her. And if you want to see how to make this, I will link my tutorial down below. Okay, and then the last thing is that watching everybody's Christmas stitching over the past month has made me really start to think about what kind of charts and things I want to be stitching come Christmas time. And so I did quite a bit of shopping. And I'm gonna show you the charts that I got first, and then I will show you, or the digital charts I got first, I mean, and then I'll show you the other charts that I've purchased. So the first chart that I grabbed was, and unfortunately, I've bought a lot of Frosted Pumpkin charts like 3 days before their sale. So I ended up missing out on the sale. But I did get a lot of new Frosted Pumpkin charts. So this one is Christmas Morning Goodies, which is this cute little ornament. I think I will change the colors on this one, or at least some of the colors, but I thought it'd be a really cute little ornament for the tree. And then I got, drum roll please, Hello from Liz Matthews, the 4th Day of Christmas. I will be doing the tree version. Let me see if I can zoom in on one. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? I don't think I'll end up doing the whole series of all of the days of Christmas, but I think I will do ones that mean a lot to me. And this one in particular, I just love this one. I love the bird. I love Joy to the World. I really like that. So that's one of the ones that I want to be starting come Christmas time. I also purchased, literally, I went Christmas crazy, you guys. I got Frosted Pumpkin Ho Ho Ho. It's just a little cute little reindeer hoop. I probably will do it as a hoop finish because I just think it looks really cute like that. And I love the lights around Rudolph on this one. It's just so cute. And as you can see, because I have the Christmas wreath Sal, I have picked quite a few Frosted Pumpkin specific charts as well to kind of have that theme go throughout some of my Christmas decor, because I really like their cute designs. So I also got Merry and Bright from Frosted Pumpkin, and I'm not gonna do the ornament. My plan is to do this part, the longer chart, and I love that. And I also grabbed 2 more Frosted Pumpkin charts. I told you, I cannot believe I missed this sale because I literally had just bought like 7 charts for them. Okay. Nutcracker Parade. This one has been on my wish list for ages. I love this chart. I love the Nutcracker. I'm really excited to stitch this one in particular. That's on my like priority list for Christmas stitching. And then I got another one of the little cubes for winter Christmas, and this is Winter Wonderland. And this one has buttons from Jabco. I'm having a really hard time finding the Java button. I can find the Java pin, but I'm having a really hard time finding this button in the UK. But I just think this one's really cute. And I've already started thinking about what kind of fabric I might use from my stash for those charts. I've already pulled some pieces that I'm thinking about, and I have placed an absolutely ginormous order from a cross between Peakside, Lakeside, and Patchwork Rabbit to kind of kit those up so that I can have various Christmas starts over the next few months as my heart desires, because I think I've just learned about myself. My favorite kind of stitching is Christmas stitching. And so if I want to stitch Christmas, then I'm just going to stitch Christmas. Speaking of stitching Christmas, I have 2 more Christmas charts that I got. And these ones are physical charts. So I ordered these from, I believe, Peakside. At least this first one I think I got from Peakside Needleworks. And this is Heart in Hand Merry Making Mini. Merry Christmas. I first saw this stitched on Elizabeth Ann Stitch's Flosstube maybe last summer, and I just really like the like retro vintagey style of it. I think it works really well with some of the other Christmas stitching I'm doing, like the Christmas wreath, for example. And it does, I'm going to cover the chart because it's kind of like a postcard version of the chart, but it does come with the beads. So there are beads, these little dots, which will be exciting because I've never actually beaded before, so this will be my first run with beads. And that'll be a really quick little ornament. It's like 39 by 56. It's 2 by 3 inches. So this will be like a little weekend kind of project. If it's just one of those times where I'm like, I really want to stitch something right now. And so then the last one, and this is the really big one. I went for it. First up, I will show you the bag. So I decided if I was having all of these Christmas starts, I needed a Christmas bag, right? And so my first Christmas bag was born. I love it. So this is Craft Cotton Company fabric, and as you can see, there's little presents and walking dogs in snow, and it's just so cute. This is from a Fat Quarter bundle, so I have quite a bit more Christmas fabric from that. I think I showed it in my last video, actually. And then on the inside, I used some of the Fat Quarter, it's a Moda fabric. I'm not sure what the collection is, but I picked this up from Sonnet Craft the last time I was in there. I didn't have enough of this fat quarter left over to do the outside of the pouch in that, so I ended up doing the inside of the pouch in it. But this is my Christmas bag that I made, and I am going to use it for my big Christmas start, which is going to be the Glitter Village from Country Cottage Needleworks. These were on my list for so long, and I hadn't pulled the trigger on it because I hadn't ever found them all in the same place or something, and I was just thinking about Christmas starts, and I saw someone doing them on Instagram, and I was like, oh man, I have wanted those for a long time. And so I went and had a look, and Patchwork Rabbit only had 2, and so I was like, oh, well, that's not really enough, you know, dream stashed. And then I was like, well, wait a minute, I haven't checked anywhere else. And so then I went on Peakside and I found 6 of them. And then I went and I found the last one, or maybe the last 2. I can't remember what the exact numbers were, but I found the last 2 on Create Nostalgia in Wales. And so I pieced together all 9 from 3 different shops. And it was so worth it. So I'm going to be doing it as the full 9 blocks in one piece. I'll put a picture of what that'll look like here. And I am going to do them all called for. So I am going to use the silver flecked fabric. I have just ordered that from Lakeside. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the fabric at all in the picture? You can kind of see the fabric is glittery. And I have also ordered the Overa Soie metallic braid. This is the 5th house in the series. So first up, I'll just show them all. So this is like the church. And then there's this little blue house. God, I am so excited to start these. This is the pink. Another little pink house. Another little pink house. Another blue house with a little snowman. Another blue house with a snowman. I like the roof on this one. This little pink house with these pink trees. I love the little trees. And then this last kind of tealy blue house. And so I am, like I said, going to be doing this all called for. I have already placed my order for everything, and essentially as soon as I get it, I'm starting it. So it'll end up being probably 5 starts in August because I am starting this as soon as my stuff comes in. I am so excited to have this in my WIP list. I literally can't even. I'm so excited. And Sean, in her recent video, so she started the new Christmas chart by Crocatagogo on that silver flecked fabric, the same as this, and it looks so beautiful. I cannot wait to see it in person. I'm so excited. That's in my Lakeside order, so I'm very excited about that coming in. And so I already have it kitted up in my Christmas bag. I'm so excited. So there will be various Christmas starts, I think, over the next little while here in my house. And then the final haul thing I got, which I can show you, is not actually stitching haul, but I just thought I would show that I got a little wedding planner from Paper Chase here in town, and it's cute because number one, it's just cute, and then also it has inside all of these different like tabs and advice on how to plan your wedding and everything, and lots of pages and budget things and save the dates and all kinds of stuff in here. And I am using an online wedding planner right now. I've started a bride book account, which I'm really enjoying, but in terms of having like also a written version that we can keep and remember of things like our finalized guest list and stuff, I'm gonna be really happy to have bought this. So this is kind of my last thing, and I like the shiny gold reflective aspect on it, and I love the flowers. And that is everything. So in terms of plans for the next month. Obviously, I'm going to be starting my Butter Believe It with Sean at some point. I am going to be starting Glitter Village as soon as I get my hands on it. I do want to work a bit on some of my sals and some of my other WIPs, anything that calls to me really. And then thinking about maybe in the next few months or so starting some fall things and then getting full on into my Christmas stitching, because like I said, I bought a lot of Christmas charts. I haven't kitted them all up in that order I made. A lot of it was just for Glitter Village, and a lot of the charts that I bought actually only really need DMC, but if they did need like a single skein of a fancy floss, I just threw that into this order so that I already had it. What else? Oh, my birthday. So I mentioned in my last video having some kind of birthday celebration thing, and people did seem excited about that concept. So my thought process is, my birthday is August 16th, which is this year a Monday, because of course it is. And so I would suggest that we do something on the 14th, but Nico and I have just booked potentially a visit to a venue, maybe my dream venue, on that afternoon. So that's probably right out. So I'm thinking the following weekend, which would be August the 21st. So just a couple of days after my birthday, that Saturday, I am thinking that I will go live on my YouTube channel at about 8 p.m. UK time. So that would be 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, and then sometime Sunday morning, I think, for Australians. Those are my main audiences, being UK, US, and Australia. And that way, I think it would be a good time where a lot of people could participate, because it'll be right in the middle of the weekend in case you are wanting to join in. What I figured that I will do is I will start one of my 3 starts right there on the call and just answer people's questions and chat and just have a fun time with the chat. I'll probably go live for like an hour maybe to celebrate. And if you are interested in starting something new as well and joining in the fun, I figured we could use the hashtag birthday start sal, and that way it can be something that can go on long past my birthday and kind of work for everyone's birthday. So don't feel like you have to start something new, but if you needed an excuse, there you go, it's my birthday. So other than that, thank you all so much for sitting here and enjoying my WIPs with me and for listening to me gush about my very, very happy news with the love of my life. And I'm looking forward to all of the exciting things to come in the next few months with planning and more stitching and getting to talk to you guys very soon. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week and a really good weekend. Oh, well, I guess this will come up on the weekend for you, so have a good rest of your weekend. I still have a few days of the week left. And I just wanted to say thank you if you were new here from sticking around and hanging out with me today. I post videos usually once a month, and I am throwing some extras in here and there in between. Regular Flosstube updates, I mean. And normally I do have some form of knitting, but like I said, it's just been too hot. And over here is where you can kind of get an idea of what kind of crafty things I've been up to. If you want to follow me over on Instagram, I post little snapshots of everything else I get up to in between, other crafty stuff, sometimes life stuff. I share a lot on my stories, that kind of thing. If you're interested, you can follow me over there. That's Evelyn across the pond as well. And if you liked what you see, please like this video, comment down below what your plans are for the rest of the summer. What are you thinking about for Christmas stitching this year? If you didn't participate in Christmas in July, were you doing the same as me, planning about what you were gonna do for the next few months? Let me know if you are interested in joining me for my little birthday party, my Flosstube birthday party, I guess that's what we're calling it, on the 21st. I will post about it again closer to the time on my Instagram, and maybe I'll make a YouTube community post as well, just to remind people that it's happening. But I really hope that you come along and hang out with me, and, you know, we can have like a Q&A kind of aspect to it, and just chat, and I'll show you guys whatever start I managed to do. Fingers crossed, Beautiful Things fabric comes in by then. And if you've liked what you see here on my channel and you want to be notified when I post things next, just subscribe and hit that notification bell, and you'll get a little message every time I post something new here. And yeah, I just want to say thank you all for spending a little bit more stitchy time with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye!